day 10, and today is all about cardio. For today's workout, I'm starting with 5 minutes of jump rope and then moving into 40 minutes of treadmill intervals. 4 minutes walking at a high incline, 4 minutes running at a flat incline. 5 rounds total for each, 45 minutes of cardio when it's all said and done. But today isn't just about burning calories. It's about improving something that might be one of the most important fitness markers you never hear enough about, and that's VO₂ Max. VO₂ Max is your body's ability to use oxygen during exercise. In simple terms, it's a measure of your cardiovascular fitness. The higher your VO₂ Max, the more efficiently your heart, lungs, and muscles can work together. And research consistently shows that people with higher VO₂ Max scores tend to have better long-term health outcome and greater endurance. That's why cardio matters. Not because you're trying to punish yourself, not because you're trying to earn your food, but because your heart is a muscle too. And just like every other muscle in your body, it benefits from training. That's one reason I love starting these workouts with jump rope. Within a few minutes, my heart rate begins to climb. My breathing becomes rhythmic, blood flow increases, my body temperature rises, and my cardiovascular system is already engaged before I even step on the treadmill. Instead of spending the first part of my workout trying to get warmed up, I'm ready to go. And that's where Zone 2 comes in. Zone 2 is often called the aerobic zone. It's a level of effort where you're working hard enough to elevate your heart rate, but not so hard that you're completely out of breath. You should still be able to hold a conversation with the person next to you, even if it's a little more difficult than normal. This is where your body becomes more efficient at producing energy. It's where endurance is built. It's where your heart learns to pump blood more effectively, and it's where your aerobic engine gets stronger. That's why today's workout alternates between incline walking and running. The incline walk keeps your heart rate elevated without creating too much fatigue. The running intervals add intensity and challenge your cardiovascular system. Together, they create a powerful combination for improving overall fitness. And the beauty of it is that you don't need to sprint all out to benefit. Sometimes fitness culture makes us think every workout needs to leave you exhausted. But some of the most effective cardio happens at pace you can sustain. That's one of the reasons Zone 2 training has become so popular among endurance athletes, runners, cyclists, and even people who simply want to live healthier lives. It builds foundation, bigger engine, a stronger cardiovascular system, a body that's better at delivering oxygen where it's needed. And the stronger that foundation becomes, the better you can perform in almost everything else. Be it strength training, sports, running, daily life, even recovery between workouts. The longer I do this challenge, the more I realize fitness isn't about choosing cardio or strength training. It's about combining both. Strength training helps build muscle, power, and resilience. Cardio helps build endurance, heart health, and work capacity. Together they make you a more complete athlete, or in my case, a healthier human being. So today, while I'm jumping rope, walking, and running, I'm not just training for today. I'm investing in the future version of myself. A stronger heart, a bigger aerobic engine, and hopefully a healthier and longer life. Day 10 complete. Tomorrow, we do it again. And for the purpose of time, I didn't film this whole walk-run interval because, of course, the camera battery is gonna die, but you get where I'm going. If you're following on this workout, just continue. Knock out the entire 10 rounds, and you should have 45 minutes of cardio done and dusted. See you on day 11. Peace.